ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dennis, and this is Average Gaming, and I'm sure this isn't the video you were expecting today, but I decided it's time to do the Generation 7 Pokemon design tier list. So let's go ahead and hop right into the Pokemon designs and see what we think. I actually am a pretty huge fan of a lot of the Gen 7 Pokemon, from at least my understanding of playing them in other games, and I'm actually a huge fan of regional variants. Honestly, even I think Raticate and Rattata have a pretty good design. I actually really like the way they look, and the little mustache on them is kind of cute too. So I'm actually going to put both of them pretty high up. Alolan Raichu I think is absolutely gorgeous design, and I wish it was the default. Sandshrew and Sandslash, while I'm not a huge fan of Ice Steel as a typing, I think they are absolutely really good looking designs. With him being just absolutely fantastic. Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Ninetales are two of the most gorgeous Pokemon to exist ever. Screw Diglett and Dugtrio though. They absolutely did not need to exist. This regional variant is one of the stupidest designs I've ever seen. In fact, I hate it almost, if not more, than Wiglet and Wugtrio, which I also think is a really stupid thing. So, Alolan Meowth, on the other hand, is fantastic. I love Alolan Meowth. I think Alolan Meowth's got one of the best designs, and I think it's perfect for him. Alolan Persian, on the other hand, I've seen a lot of hate for Alolan Persian, and I gotta say, I really don't like its design either. I think its head looks really stupid, so it's gonna go a lot lower. The Geodude line are actually pretty good, but I've never been a huge fan of the Geodude line, so I'm actually going to put them all in C tier. Alolan Grimer and Alolan Muck actually look super fantastic for goo monsters, and I think they did a really good job with the design for these. Alolan Exeggutor being a dragon type by becoming a super tall palm tree, I think is pretty stupid. Alolan Marowak, on the other hand, is absolutely freaking fantastic. I love it, and I can't wait to actually use it in my playthrough. And that covers the regional variants. Now we get to the starters. It's a little weird to do any Pokemon before the starters, but these Alolan starters, I think, again, like most starters, have awkward middle stages, but, you know, Rowlet is one of the most adorable starters ever. Hate Dartrix, and Decidueye is really good as well. Litten, right up there, super freaking adorable. Even Torracat honestly looks really good. Incineroar, design wise, I don't really have any strong feelings one way or another about him, but the fact that he's a fire dark type wrestler who effectively just uses a lot of fighting moves, I think is actually really dumb, and they clearly wanted to make a firefighting starter, then realized that that would have been the Generation 3, 4, 5, and then 7 would have made it the fourth firefighting starter, which is probably the only reason why they made it fire dark. So I'm gonna put him a lot lower. I actually don't really care too much for the Popplio line. Popplio himself is pretty cool, but both of these are kind of mid, to be honest. Primarina's actually not too bad. Pick-a-Peck is pretty cute. Again, middle stage evolution is awkward, and Toucanon. I've not actually played Gen 7. I've just used some Gen 7 Pokemon in like Generation 8 and 9, so I don't know them super well. But I'm pretty sure it's Toucanon. Toucanon's pretty cool. It's literally just, you know, Toucan Sam from the old commercials, and I love that. Yungoos is pretty decent. My first experience with Generation 7 was actually watching Tyranitar Tube do an Extreme Sun Nuzlocke, and in that they had redesigned Gumshoos to actually be wearing a suit when Elma used him, and so he was literally President Trump, and I found that absolutely hilarious, so I actually have to put him up pretty high. Grubbin has been one of my favorite bugs to use. Same thing with Charjabug, and Vikavolt has been so fantastic to use. He's been so much fun, and I actually really loved his design. I just wish he was a bit faster. Crabrawler and Crabominable, I don't really care for. I don't care about any of the Oricorio forms. I think they're all pretty horrible. And, you know, I'd have to be an absolute jackass to my friend Ribombee if I didn't put Ribombee up pretty high. But Cutiefly looks pretty good, and Ribombee actually has a super gorgeous design. So I'll go ahead and put him up in A tier. Rockruff and the Lycanrocs are really, really good designs. I actually have a super fan of their designs, and I actually have really good memories of using Larry the Lycanroc. Or no, sorry, Lobo the Lycanroc in our Pokemon's Shield Hardcore Nuzlocke. I used him for a good portion of it before he finally died, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to put Rockruff and them way up there. I actually think they're super good designs, and they're absolutely going to be on my team when I play Sun for the first time. School Form Wishy-Wash is probably one of the most intimidating, badass designs of any Pokemon I've ever seen. So I love it. Regular Wishy-Washy is super cute and adorable, but Marini and Toxapex, I think. They're pretty good designs. I actually like them. Mudbray and Mudsdale are pretty awesome designs as well. I actually think Mudsdale's just a slightly worse version. Dewpider and Araquanid are two of my favorite bug-type Pokemon. Water Bug with their ability, I think it's Bubble Shield, that prevents them from being burned, is actually super good. I actually really like it. I'm going to put them up pretty good. Even though I'm not a huge fan of spiders, these things only have 6 legs, so we're good. Formantis and Lurantis are pretty good designs. I like them. We had them in our Pokemon Last Fire Red Soul Link for a decent chunk of it, and they thought they were pretty good. Morlul and Shiinotic, if I remember those correctly, are pretty good designs, pretty cute. Shiinotic's just a little creepy. Salazzle and Salandit, Salandit and Salazzle, sorry, are pretty good. I dislike the fact that they have to be a female to evolve. I find that to be a really annoying thing that Pokemon has started to do with Vespiquen in this. And I really hope they don't ever do that to us again, because it's so goddamn annoying. Stuffle and Beware. I don't have any memories of Stuffle and Beware. I never used them. The one thing I do remember about Stuffle and Beware is watching M&J TV describe his Pokemon Moon Wonderlock, and I just remember their German name being super fun. It's Valersi and Costoso or something like that, and I think those are just super cool, but I don't actually have any real input on their design. They look like teddy bears, so that's pretty cool. Bonsweet, Serena, and or is it Steenie and Serena? Yeah, I think it's Bonsweet, Steenie, and Serena are pretty cool. Bonsweet's adorable, but it's kind of like pathetic. Middle stage evolution's a little awkward, and then Serena is pretty damn good. Comfey, I have no feelings about whatsoever. Oranguru, same. Actually, no, I've used an Oranguru and I kind of like them. Passimian, Passimian's pretty cool. You know, play sports. Wimpod is pretty good looking. Golisopod is fantastic looking. I actually really love it. And I'm contemplating which of the 2 bug water types from Gen 7 that I'm actually going to use on my team. I'm leaning toward Araquanid more just because of Wimp Out and Emergency Exit. Sandygast and Palossand are pretty cool. Ghost Ground is a really unique typing, and I really like the designs. Pyukumuku is just weird. Type Null is pretty badass looking, with Savali looking just as good. Minior shields down and shields up form. I have good memories of using Meteor the Minior in our Pokemon Last Fire Red Soul Link. He was fun. And Rock Flying is a pretty unique typing as well. It's kind of an interesting design. And actually, I think its shiny is absolutely super cool. The fact that they incorporated all of his different colors into it. So I'm going to go ahead and put them up pretty high. Komala is pretty cool as well. Komala being one of the, I think, only like koala Pokemon. I think it's literally the only one, and koalas are super adorable. So I'm actually going to put him up like super high up in B tier. Turtonator being fire dragon type, and that spiky like tortoise shell, I think is super cool. I love that. Don't care about the Pika clone. Mimikyu, super adorable. Bruxus just fucking god ugly. Drampa is kind of whatever. Delmise, I think, is super cool. I really like Delmise. The pseudo legendary, let's see, hold on. I know this. Crap, I don't remember all the evolutions names. Whatever. I think they're fine. They're nothing to write home about, but I think they're fine. This has a little lures. The Tapus, I think, have pretty cool designs. Tapu Koko has a super cool design. Tapu Lele is pretty good. Tapu Bulu, pretty nice. And Tapu Fini is also really nice. Cosmoem, Solgaleo, and Lunala. Nebby, super cute. I've seen it a bunch. Cosmoem being a little worse. Solgaleo, one of my favorite looking legendaries. And Lunala is just super good looking as well. Now we get to the Ultra Beasts. And my opinion on the Ultra Beasts is damn they fucking freaky. Like every single one of them is... Oh, sorry guys. Every one of them is weird as hell. And I think most of them are too weird. Nihiligo is fine. Buzzwole is creepy, but he's fine. Pheromosa is too stick figure. Why do you exist? Celesteela is pretty nice. Kartana is super good looking, actually. Guzzlord, super intimidating looking. Don Main. Don Main Solgaleo and what is it? Dust Shield Lunala, I think, or something like that. They're pretty good. I actually really like the change in the design. The way that they light up is super cool. I'm gonna put them both up in B tier. We have Ultra Necrozma, who I think looks really cool, really badass. Reminds me of a Yu-Gi-Oh monster, to be honest. Necrozma himself is also pretty good looking, but I think he's more like mid-B. Magearna is kind of like whatever. Marshadow, super good, super cute. Poipole, pretty good. Naganadel, super badass looking. Stakataka just has a really fun name, so I like it. Blacephalon can go to hell. Zeraora, super cool, super fun. I used him for a long time in our Pokemon Shield Extreme Nuzlocke, or Hardcore Nuzlocke, and thought he was fantastic. Meltan is kind of cute, and Melmetal looks pretty badass. So that's my opinions, you know? Oops. All right, there we have it. That is the Pokemon Generation 7 tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry that it wasn't the expected video today, but I really just wasn't in the mood for a super long recording today. So this is what we get instead. Thank you guys, and as always, game on.